I'm still getting used to seeing it. You in something that's not a Ford and it's not DJR. It's a little strange. It's going to take some time.
Yeah, I think it is. What do you think? Do you think I suit the SP colours?
Oh, sure.
My complexion, you know?
Yeah. I reckon it works well.
I think it works. Although I'm going to have to go and see Mara. He's put a few black marks on it today.
I did notice that, but I wasn't going to make comment. Hey, Touring Car Masters, race 3, final of the weekend. John Bowe has been belting them. He's won 2 from 2. And in this category, if you go so well, they take revs off you and they put weight in. I think they're going to have to put a caravan on JB for the next one.
Well, they're going to have to do something. I think you and I joked yesterday that if they keep going, or he keeps going the way he's going, he's going to be revving it to about just above idle by the end of the year.
He'll be on the front row with Brad Tilley in the big green Falcon. Greg Crick and Jimmy Richards on row 2 of the grid, so Charger and Falcon Sprint. Keith Kasuki's next in the big XB Coupe, but this category, it's just cool. I mean, yeah, they're old cars, but I tell you what, there's some good gear and some modern bits underneath them.
There is, you know, and there's no shortage of money in some of these cars too. They're very expensive. They're like a V8 supercar underneath, and you know, I had the privilege of watching JB, Jimmy, and that in their first race today, in their partly reverse grid race, I guess you could call it, from the hill. And you know, I noticed John got to the lead, albeit Jimmy made a bit of a mistake coming onto the straight, and I said to John after the race, I said, "You didn't pull away, mate. What's happening?" And he actually said, "I was giving it a good go, and Jimmy's tyre life is a little bit better than mine, so we'll see what happens in this last race."
And Jimmy has used up his tyres for what he's got. Of course, they run a Hoosier, and actually wandering around the pits this weekend, I saw the Hoosier man himself, Max Dumsney, the World Series Sprint Car champ and a legend of Australian Speedways, here in the top end this weekend. Brad Tilley is back with the green Falcon, green helmet, green race suit.
I wish I had that horsepower. That thing has got mega horsepower.
It is really, really good. It's good to have him back. First round of the year that we've seen him in action in this big XY GT. Of course, it's the V8 cars that really do dominate the front, but keep your eyes peeled. The Porsches have been more competitive. Michael Arman won races in the last round at Barbagallo in Perth, has had a gearbox problem this weekend and made a little bit of a meal of race 2 earlier on today, so he's a little bit further back in the pack. But with this big long front straight, it's pretty much a V8 or nothing.
Yeah, and quite surprised to see some of those little Porsches go so well up here because of the long straights. Horsepower is very important up here. But having said that, there are some long loaded, I guess, low grip corners that the Porsche's really suited to. So, you know, against the heavier cars like the Mustangs and the GTs, it certainly holds its own.
We'll be on board with Amanda Sparks too in the Sportsman Porsche. She's taking on her husband Greg Keane, who's actually had the better of her this weekend. He's a few rows forward in the yellow 33 Porsche. There is Amanda in the 32 silver car. She'll line up alongside Cam Mason, who's driving his dad Steve's Camaro for the first time this weekend. It's a really good blend. Chargers, Porsches, Camaros, Falcons, Monaros. You can almost make all that rhyme if you tried hard enough.
Only you could do that, mate. I wouldn't even try to say what you just said.
I'd probably do it by not attempting to do it and completely muck it up. So looking back through the grid, and I don't think Michael Arman's Porsche is there. There's a gap on the grid further back. So further dramas for the South Australians. So we'll go for the heavy artillery. Can John Bowe make it 10 TCM race wins at Hidden Valley and Darwin? He's been the dominator in the top end. Can he finish them off with 3 from 3? Jimmy Richards a great jump. Greg Crick's got the Charger slowly away. Brad Tilley's got some power and he's going to use it as well.
You can just see John Bowe there on the in-car shot as it gets pretty busy down here. Missed a gear coming off the start line, I would say, probably first to second or even second to third, and it was enough for Tilley to get into that lead, move across so John couldn't attack him under brakes.
We've all made it through turn 1. Tilley, Bowe, Richards, Greg Crick, then Keith Kasuki with Gavin Bullis going the long way in the XAGT. That was nearly big.
These are 2 beautifully prepared cars too, as we said before. A lot of money in these cars. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is the car there in 5th? Is that Bullis's car?
That's Gavin Bullis.
Is that built by FPR?
I think there's a little bit of a tie-up. We often see Gavin in the FPR pits over the course of weekends, and there's been some chat of some further machinery coming with some assistance here and there. So, but that is actually the car that Leanne Tander drove a couple of years ago. That is the XAGT. There it is, car number 11 on screen, and we're more used to seeing Gavin in the red Boss Mustang that's been his signature car in TCM that he won the series in a few years ago. Now, Fight at the front. Brad Tilley to John Bowe. See you, buddy.
Bye, buddy. Here, this is where he does hurt with the revs.
Oh, yeah. And we should point out, the way it works in TCM is that if you win a round, for the next round, you lose 300 revs and you gain 30 kilos. For second, it's 220, and for third, it's 100 revs that you lose and 10 kilos that you get. So for the next round, if you finish outside the top three, obviously it all disappears. But if you finish in the top three again, you get some more. JB's trying to make up for it in one corner,
That's
though.
unusual of JB. You normally see him quite smooth and calculated, but he's actually having a go this time.
And he knows that he's got two pretty good pedalers behind him in Jim Richards, the 7-time Bathurst champ. Greg Keane has stopped. The Porsche's been a top 10 runner all weekend.
Looks like it's just coming out of turn 1 here, so...
This is the replay of JB in really deep. Look at the thing slide.
Look at him working the wheel.
Ooh. There's actually a bit of backing on that curve there, but you get over that, and this could have been off the road and out.
They're quick up through here. If you fire, as you're looking at the screen, to the right, that tyre wall is very close, and we saw earlier on today in the Ute Series. Oh, change for the lead.
Wow, Tilley wide, now Bowe down the inside. Richards has got him as well, and Crick's going with him in the Charger.
Oh, hang on, watch this horsepower come into play here.
Now, Jimmy Richards' Falcon Sprint has a smaller engine, but it's lighter, so that's why it can fight with these bigger cars.
It's better under brakes too.
Tilley's not bad either.
Yeah.
So you've got a 69 Mustang up front, a 71 Falcon second, a 64 Falcon Sprint in third, Greg Crick behind in the 73 Charger.
You see up through there, you hear them feathering the throttle through that little right-left before turn 5 here. In a V8 Supercars, it's flat through there, and these things have got that much horsepower, they've got that little tyre, they've actually got to feather off so that they don't get the thing sideways.
Greg Crick very competitive this weekend. Here's the replay. This is what happened. A mistake by Tilley. Lost the rear, got to the dirt, slowed himself down, gave it away. No.
Just got in a bit hot there. Here's the outside replay. Very lucky to hold on to this.
And that's all it took for Bowe to slip down the inside, the reigning TCM champ in that Dunlop Super Dealer Mustang. And he's got the lead and he's got a margin. Tilley now has to look after Richards and Crick, and behind Andrew Badicki was setting some pretty fast sector times, but he's got a bit of work to do to get to this pack. And looks like history may repeat, because we mentioned it yesterday. 4 of the 5 years of TCM in Darwin, we've had clean sweeps. So you win the first one and you generally go on and get the job done. And JB's done that multiple times. He did it in 08 in a Camaro. He did it last year in his Mustang.
Mind you, he set himself up pretty good too. He got the line to start in race 2. He got 3 or 4 cars off the line and was able to work his way into the lead from there. But, you know, obviously to work your way into the lead, you've got to have pace. We know he's got pace. He's fast. He's had about 4 million revs taken off him this year. So, and now that he's got clean air, some great foot cam here.
And this is back on board with Brad Tilley. Have a look at how much footwork he's got to do here to wrestle this thing around and steer it on the throttle just as much as he does with the steering wheel.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't get down into the last corner here and cook the books like he did the last lap and get a bit wide. But you can just see how far that brake pedal goes down. That's not like a V8 Supercar. You would see probably a quarter of that travel in a V8 Supercar. If I had that brake pedal in my car, I wouldn't know what to do. These guys are amazing, and probably very similar back in the days of the XE Falcon when Dad was racing as well.
And have a look at the brakes. Ooh, toasty.
That's a great shot.
Of course, Darwin with one of the longest straights that these guys get to run on. And you'll notice, yes, they're old cars. We talked about it earlier, but this category was formed out of historic racing, so there's certain freedoms that they're allowed for performance, for safety, and for the show too. It's all about putting on entertainment, and TCM has always done that. But it is effectively showing us where we've been in Aussie touring car racing with Mustangs and Falcons and Chargers and the like. But it's John Bowe, the Hall of Famer, the former Australian touring car champ and Bathurst 1000 winner, who has control. He's on target for a clean sweep in Darwin, half race distance in race 3.